if I wanted a job in 2025, what would I do? So let me tell you. So before that, I'll tell you my credentials. My name is Dimitri Noman. I run NewConfig. We are an IT sales, finance, and legal staffing agency, headhunting firm, recruiting company. We have about 1.23 million in net revenue, about 1.4, 1.5 in gross revenue in 2024. We're growing fast. There's about 10 of us here. Why are we qualified to talk about this? Well, we staff about 70 to 80 candidates, maybe 70 to 100 candidates a year. We talk to thousands of candidates a year. And so we know a lot of what is going on in the job market. And more importantly, we talk to hiring managers all day, every day. So we have a filter, a look inside the room, inside their thinking of what the hiring managers are thinking when they are making decisions on who they hire. That is our expertise. That is what we do. That is our lane. We stick to our lane. So we are really good in helping companies find people. And in this video, I'm going to tell you, if you're looking for a job in 2025, end of quarter of 2024, fourth quarter of 2024, you're going to start to look for a job in 2025. What do? How do you do it? This is what this video is about. So let's start it. Let's talk about it. So first thing you should do if you're looking for a job in 2025 is create a resume or update your resume. You don't know how many people I talk to, they want a job, but they haven't taken the first step. You have to take the first step. Create a resume. If you don't have a resume, there's really not much you could do. You can't apply to any roles. You can't go to any interviews. You can't really look for a job. So the first thing you should do is create a resume. Now, if you already have a resume, you need to update your resume. That is a big issue I see with a lot of job seekers in the market. They want a new job, but they haven't updated their resume. And it literally takes half an hour to update your resume. All you have to do is put up your last job with a paragraph or less, 2-3 sentences about what you're doing, and 4 or 5 bullet points about your responsibilities, accomplishments, awards, etc. in that job. So put that in there. And if you already have a resume, most likely if you're watching this, you are a successful professional. So you already have a resume. All you got to do is just update your resume, add 4 or 5 bullet points and a little paragraph above, and the company you're working for and your title. Boom. Half an hour work, maybe 15 minutes or less. So it's really easy. It's really quick. I definitely recommend you do that because you can't look for a job if you don't have a resume. Okay, point taken. Let's move on. So the next thing you need to do is you need to start applying for roles. And for applying for roles, I recommend you apply to about 5 roles a day. That is what you should be doing. So that's about 25 roles a week, and you should continue that. Now, if you are employed, don't quit. Don't resign. It's a lot easier to find a job when you have a job because you're not desperate. People can tell that you're desperate on the phone through the way you carry yourself. If you are professional, so if you're employed, you are more confident. So definitely don't quit your day job. Wait till you have another job, then you can resign from your current role. If you don't have a job and you were let go, that sucks. It is what it is. It just might take you longer to find a job, but it is what it is. So instead of applying for 5 roles, maybe apply to 10 roles a day. Now, here are another 2 things that will really help you in a job search. If you are willing to relocate, boom, that is really going to help you. If you're willing to relocate on your own expense, it's going to help you even more. So that means you could look for a job anywhere in the country. Think about it that way. You could look for a job anywhere. That will be huge. That means there's a lot more roles open to you. If you have relatives in Tennessee or Chicago or in Philadelphia, go there, apply to roles there, and then you can visit them when you need to go to interviews. You have a place to stay. So that is my advice. My other advice, also very important, is go on site. You're going to have a lot easier time of finding a role if you don't want a remote role. I know everyone wants a remote role. Everyone and their mother wants a remote role, but it's really hard to find remote roles, and the hiring managers are really picky. Instead of getting just 10 to 20 candidates if it's an on-site role, for remote jobs, they get 100 candidates, 200 candidates, because those people could be anywhere in the country. So I don't recommend you only apply to remote roles. If you apply to 5 roles a day, 1 should be remote, just 20%. If you apply to 10 roles a day, 2 could be remote. But those are really hard to get. You might get it, maybe 5% of people or less get that job. Maybe you are that diamond in the rough that gets that job, but the other 95% of people don't. And I'm usually the 95% of people that don't. I'm part of that group of people. So I don't recommend you just look for remote jobs. I know people that just looked for remote jobs and after a year, they're still unemployed. And it's because they were too picky. Look for roles that are on site, that are at least hybrid, but I recommend that you could come to the office 5 days a week. This is not COVID anymore, and it's gonna be a lot easier for you to find a job. Now, once you have a job and you are currently employed, you want a remote job, you could take a year or 2 years to look for one. Sure, then just apply to remote roles. That way you have a luxury, you have a job. So you have a luxury and you could look for just remote jobs and you have the money and the time to afford to wait. You could wait as long as you need to because you have the money to pay your bills. You have a job. But if you don't have a job or you want a job now, I recommend looking all over the country or increasing your radius at least. And I recommend looking for roles that you're willing to take on site. Now, those are the 3 things you need to be doing. Applying all 5 roles a day or 10 roles if you're unemployed. Now, looking for roles that are on site, not just remote. And looking all over the country or at least increasing your radius. The next thing you need to be doing is you need to be getting LinkedIn Premium. Now, I think that costs about $50 to $100 a month, but it's worth it. If it's $100 a month times 12, that's $1,200. Think about $1,200 investing in yourself and getting yourself a better job or getting yourself more opportunities to get a job. Why is it so important to have a LinkedIn Premium account? That means it allows you to send out emails. And emails these days is the 2025 version of a cover letter. So let's say you go to a role on LinkedIn or Indeed, the company ABC is hiring. It's a manager role. You find the senior manager in that organization on LinkedIn. You send him an email. That is what you do. And in the email, you say, hi, so-and-so. I saw you're looking for a manager. I'm qualified because of X, Y, and Z. Attaches my resume. Please let me know when you have a chance to talk. That way, this is a trick. This is a secret. That you go around the 100 or so applicants for that role, and then you are in the front of the line because you are fighting for attention. You're fighting for attention from the hiring manager. And you get that attention by getting an email, by sending an email. Because an email response rate is at least 10 to 20 times better than an email. And it's a lot better than submitting your resume because you're one of 100, at least one of 20 to 30 on a resume submission. Once you send him an email, your resume is right there. Now, the last thing I recommend you do is join networking groups. Network. Use your network. Join a Rotary Club. Go to your church. Go to your mosque. Go to your synagogue. Go to your temple. Find out, network with people in those organizations, in your Rotary Club, and anything local. If you're a part of a racquetball club, if you're part of the gym, network there. Create business cards. Network. Now that is a longer term process. It might take you 3 months to a year through networking to get a job, but many people find their jobs through networking. And if you are a passive job seeker and you have a job now, you can afford to wait. And if you are unemployed right now, then you need to do everything you can to get a job. That is what I recommend. Now, the last thing I want to say on this topic is you have to rinse and repeat. Apply to 5 to 10 roles a day. Prepare for interviews. Send thank you notes, apply again, go to networking events, update your resume to match a job description. That is what you need to do in 2025 to get the job that you want. Looking for a job is a full-time job, and you can't just post your resume and just hope and pray that people find you. You need to be proactive if you want the job. I hope this lit a fire under you. I hope this was successful and interesting to you. If you need more advice, write me, and stay tuned for the next video.